Eddie Fiola's Gary Pollack's Fact or Freestyle issue 19, Dave and the Giant Pitch, presented by the Terradome Sports Science Research Center. Autograph page, sponsor message. Dave made a deal to sell my agent Vinny to Eddie Fiola. Vinny made a deal to sell Dave and Eddie to the BMX Society of New York. Backstage, riding the high of their success, Dave and Vinny seized the moment to pitch Eddie on Cannonball Run 43.
Why isn't this coconut water cold?
Hal Needham directed both Rad and Cannonball Run. Rad was based on your life. Now's your shot at a twofer. Champion Cannonball Run 43, and we'll tell the story of Eddie Fiola's Cannonball Run 43.
Did Joe put you up to this to break the fifth wall?
The fifth wall?
Hollywood trick. Making characters from one movie appear in another. Easy to pitch, hard to pull off. It's like a magic trick.
Like a time machine disguised as a magic coffee can that only works if you believe?
Like a podcast pretending to talk about how Bob Harrow makes people famous by overgripping them, but secretly scheming to overgrip Bob Harrow.
We gave Bob the old switcheroo.
Vinny, Dave, and Eddie schemed for 2 hours. They directed their AI agent to draft a marketing plan for the Cannonball Run 43 tour. They'd pitch it to Woody, Diz and Gary, Ron and Brian on posters. They sealed the deal with a pinky swear.
Have you told him yet?
No, I'm afraid he won't believe me.
You told me. Now I believe you've been using a magic coffee can to go back in time. If you hesitate, it'll only cause trouble.
Did Joe put you up to this?
Look, if Eddie can't believe in something as easy to believe as a magic coffee can, then how can he believe in his ability to jump across story worlds as the star of Cannonball Run 43?
Dave was in a pinch. The only way Cannonball Run 43 could come to life, Eddie had to go back in time. Dave turned to the two people who specialized in this kind of rescue operation, Stoney and Joe.
I talked to Dave on Friday. We role-played Dave asking Eddie for validation of his BMX Love Note strategy. I played Dave. Dave played Eddie.
How'd it go?
The airport was noisy. Dave said I was circle talking like my agent Vinny.
Was Dave in character?
I believe he was.
That means Dave sees Eddie as a straight talker. We need an elevator pitch to make Eddie a believer.
3 levels. Eddie's actor friends play the leads. His BMX friends are their stunt doubles. And today's kids need stunt doubles for Eddie's BMX friends. The old triple stunt double. Original score by Night Owl. The Tow Van, a mobile bike shop selling vintage and repop completes.
Eddie, people should remember you for jumping across story worlds.
Eddie, I'll always remember you as someone who jumps across story worlds.
Eddie Fiola, a BMX life jumping across story worlds.
The newspaper headline reads, Eddie Fiola jumps across story worlds.
The poster reads, Eddie Fiola's best jumps across story worlds.
We give Dave 2 of those. Eddie will come up with a third, the one that's money.
We'll write them on index cards. Eddie will see Dave's been rehearsing. Then he'll grab the stack and read them all. Then he'll believe Dave's been putting sincere effort into how Eddie should be remembered.
Then Bob's your uncle.
The plan couldn't miss. Make Cannonball Run 43 a real-life news story of Eddie Fiola jumping across story worlds. A narrative invert of Hal Needham directing Rad based on Eddie's life. Just then Vinny woke from a dream.
Narrative echo, gonzo, poetic justice. It's been 44 years since Cannonball Run. From co-executive producer my agent Vinny comes a bootleg investigative news story about the 5 OG touring teams who got back together for 1 week of summer shows.
The perfect signature pop for the Eddie Fiola biopic.
Dear Grok, my agent Vinny is co-executive producing a gonzo movie based on Cannonball Run. 5 classic BMX freestyle teams race across the country, from Rockville, Maryland to Hamels Mission Beach. Along the way, each team must complete 3 BMX shows at the most memorable bike shop locations from their original summer tour. The challenge? Perform the show in the parking lot where the bike shop used to be. This will require shrewd planning, negotiation skills, and actual tour relics as memorabilia and merch. Write a brief pitch for the project.
Title, Cannonball Freestyle. Pitch, buckle up for Cannonball Freestyle, a high-octane gonzo remake of Cannonball Run that swaps hot rods for handlebars. 5 legendary BMX freestyle teams from the 80s race from Rockville, Maryland to Hamels Mission Beach, California in a wild cross-country showdown. The twist, each team must stage 3 electrifying BMX shows in the parking lots of their most iconic bike shop stops from their original summer tours, now faded relics of a bygone era. Armed with vintage bikes, retro merch, and raw negotiation skills, these riders must charm landowners, dodge rival sabotage, and nail their tricks to claim victory. Packed with nostalgia, heart-pounding stunts, and laugh-out-loud chaos, Cannonball Freestyle is a love letter to BMX culture and the open road. Get ready to pedal fast or crash hard.
Flatland Assassins. From belief comes the stoke to make the trick come to life.
If you love to believe you can be part of the reason Eddie Fiola chooses to run a race across the US, to perform reunion shows at the most epic GT stops from back in the day, then click through now to the Home Study course. This Home Study course is presented by the TERMINATED Sports Science Research Center, the science of the feeling of the week.